Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about the basic features within Google Meet. So the first thing you're going to see when you start a Meet is you're going to see your unique code that allows others to join in to your Meet. This code works within the Redlands Unified School District because I opened the Meet within my redlandsschools.net account. So before you even begin, you have the option to take a look at your settings. Before I even start the meeting, I can check and make sure that my microphone is working and that my camera is working. I have the 3 jelly beans in the bottom right-hand corner here that give me the option to change a few things before I even start my meeting. The first one is the audio. I want to make sure that my microphone and my speakers are coming from the same place. If you have an external speaker attached, you may get an echo within your presentation or while you're speaking. So if your students are complaining about an echo, that may be the situation. So make sure your microphone and your speakers are on the same device, and you can check your video as well. Right now it's using the camera that's facing me. I have a really good internet connection right now, so I'm going to go ahead and switch it to high definition. If you're on high definition and you're finding that it's glitchy, you may need to go to a lower resolution. All of those things are set up and ready to go. I can actually toggle on my microphone and my camera from this point. If I want to turn it off and enter the meeting silently, I can. And this little picture of the camera allows me to turn off my video so that as I enter the meeting, if I don't want my face on there, I don't have to have it. All right, so let's go ahead and enter the meeting at this point. I'm going to click Join Now. Now, this is a meeting that I have set up. So it gives me the code here, and it gives me the opportunity to copy this information if I'd like to send it or share it with someone else. Or because this nickname is within the Redlands Unified School District, I can actually add people directly by just sending them an invite off of our school directory. All right, so at this point, when you get in, you have the option to be able to see a few different buttons. Hiding and pinning are some of the things that show up immediately. So pinning means that you're putting that person right in the center or at the top, or locking them so that as other people come and go, it doesn't move that person. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera for right now as well and focus on the buttons. Right here, you have your nickname. And you also have details within that. So here's that nickname again, and you can copy that information and send it to someone in an email if you need to include somebody outside of your Google Classroom, say, or someone else in the district who maybe isn't on your original link. All right, we can close that back down. Here you've already seen our microphone and our camera. And when I'm finished, I'm going to literally hang up this call. So this is a picture of a phone, and we're just going to click that red button to hang it up. Another option you have here is turning on the captions. Each person controls their own captions, just like they control their own microphone and their own camera. These buttons are all individual to both the person who called the meeting and participants in the meeting. So when I turn on the captions, you'll be able to see the things that I'm saying. Now, in order to make this work, I have to have my camera on. So with my camera on, you should be able to see the words. Oh, my microphone, not my camera. I said the wrong thing. With my microphone on, you should be able to see the words as I speak them. All right, little glitches like that, they're going to happen, and you just have to roll with it. All right, so with that on, let's see if we can see it without the camera. You can still see the words. It's not perfect, and it will depend on how clearly you speak and if your system has already picked up your cadence and your syntax. But these are some ways to provide students who might be in a noisy environment with words that they can read along with. Again, the students are responsible and in charge of turning on and off the captions themselves. You can only see the captions on your screen. The other thing that you'll notice if you've got the captions on when your students are speaking, there will be a little bit delayed, so their lips may not match the words that are coming up underneath. I'm going to go ahead and turn those off for now. Over here, the last one, you have more jelly beans. On these other jelly beans, you have the option to record the meeting, which we'll talk about in another session. Changing the layout. Go ahead and take a look at that yourself and look at the different layouts that you have and find the one that works best for you. The other things you can do are going into full screen, turning on and off the captions from there, and those settings that we used from the beginning to set up our video and our audio. All of those things can be found here. All right, so the next feature I want to show you is the top here shows you your participants and your chat. You can reach either one of those from that button up at the top. So I'm going to invite someone else to the meeting. And so she should be entering. All right, and she is currently in the meeting. Now her microphone is currently off. If I use this drop-down menu, if she unmutes her microphone, it will cause an echo. So I'm going to go ahead, and I can hear all that noise and all that echo. I'm going to go ahead and mute her. Yes, now no one can hear her. All right. And if maybe she's being silly or she's doing something I don't want the rest of the class to see, I can actually hide her as well. Currently, she is not on that screen because I don't have my layout set up that way. But if she was on the screen, it would hide her from the other students, but not from me. I would still be able to see her. And then the last one is that pin button, where I can make sure if I have a lot of students in the screen scrolling back and forth through the screen, I can pin her to one spot if I want to watch what she's doing. And finally, if there's something that she's doing that's inappropriate, or if I have ended the call and for whatever reason she is not getting out of the call, I can actually remove her from the meeting by using this button right here. Before I do that, I want to show you the other feature. The chat feature is something that you're really going to want to keep an eye on and monitor. And the reason is because these messages go to everyone. And as soon as the students figure that out, they begin messaging one another and sending things through this spot. So you want to make sure you're monitoring that. The other nice thing about this is if there is a problem, say you accidentally turn on your microphone or turn off your microphone, the students will actually tell you if they can't hear you or can't see what you're doing. They can send you a message at that point. All right, so when you're done, you're ready to get out of your meeting, you're going to go ahead and go to the spot where you can end it. Now, when you're in these meetings in the classroom with your students, in order to make sure that they cannot get back in the meetings when you are not there, you're going to want to use this nickname or make sure you enter through a Google Classroom. Not this nickname, a nickname, or enter through a Google Classroom. And you want to make sure all of your students are gone before you exit the meeting. So Nicole doesn't seem to be leaving yet, so I'm going to go ahead and remove her myself. And now there are no other participants in the meeting, so I can exit the call. After I've left the call, the meeting stays active for about 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and wait a little over 30 seconds, and then I'm going to rejoin that meeting just to make sure that none of the students hopped back on. No one else is in there. I can see that right now that it's empty, so we are good to go. All right, so hopefully that helps you understand some of the basics for using Google Meet.